Hello, this is Mark. I wanted to make a video about the horrific shooting in Orlando that many are speaking about, and for good reason. My article is basically about the aftermath and the typical responses from the typical people. So I'm going to quickly read the article and I'm going to give a couple of my opinions at the end. The shooting in Orlando and the political aftermath proved the obvious to some, while others use it as an opportunity to push an agenda. Of course, it's horrific to see innocent people slaughtered, but makes those deaths even more horrific is the president and his PC mafia discounting radical Islamic terrorism as the problem, but instead blame an inanimate object as the culprit. Not only are they blaming guns, but they're obviously trying to use this opportunity to ban a certain type of gun. If you can't see the overwhelming hypocrisy in this, there's something very wrong with you. I debate countless people, and they over and over again blame a gun, all while not even knowing how to describe that gun or how it shoots. Most don't know that what the current gun laws are or what the Constitution says. They are getting their false gun control talking points from Obama, MSNBC, and others, which makes them sound extremely ignorant when challenged to explain themselves. I'm no expert on radical Islam, but I watch and or read many videos and articles from the Middle East, war battles, terrorism, and military experts, and more. I've tried to learn as much as I can about what drives these radicals to kill or think the way that they do. Without getting into a long history lesson, I'll tell you this. They have proclaimed a caliphate, which includes the converting or killing of as many infidels or non-believers as possible. There are billions of Muslims on earth, so even if there are just 5% of them that believe in this radical type of thinking, that's still a lot of people. Far too many, I might add. Then you have to include the millions that are under their control, which they use as puppets to kill and do other horrible things. They don't want to assimilate or adapt to Western civilization. They want you to convert or die. It's that simple. They live by different versions of Sharia law. This is their constitution. 95%, actually I should say 60 to 90% of Muslim countries believe in extreme versions of this Sharia law. Based on of course it's extreme based on our way of life and thinking. Most believe in the cutting off of hands or fingers if you steal or commit adultery. Stone women to death for getting raped. Grown men to have multiple young boys as sex slaves. And that it's perfectly fine to kill infidels, you and me, or non-believers. This type of thinking is the problem, not guns or even certain types of guns. This is why those that are supporters of multiculturalism have a very serious problem on their hands. Our government has failed us with regards to 9/11 and many other shootings and bombings in the United States because they knew about these people and did nothing or very little to stop it. Creating more government is just ridiculous and is counterproductive, obviously. Of course, taking away our rights to defend ourselves with deadly force makes absolute no sense. Unfortunately, treating these groups of madmen with kid gloves will only get more innocent people killed. That is a no-brainer. Those that are stout supporters of multiculturalism and banning guns from lawful citizens cause them to have the blood of those slaughtered by these animals. That's my article. If you don't understand multiculturalism, the caliphate, Sharia law, I highly recommend you learn about it because a large majority of Muslims in America and around the world believe in Sharia law or some forms of it. And 90% of those forms are completely counterproductive to our humane lifestyle or our belief system. Just as human beings, not religious beliefs, just human beings. Most human beings believe that a woman should not be stoned to death because she got forcibly raped. I think I can say that with pretty much certainty. That's why I'm in a bit of a somber mood this evening, because I am in such disbelief that our president, I don't care if Bush said it, I don't care if Trump said it, I don't care if Ronald Reagan said it, I don't care if Hillary Clinton said it, it doesn't matter to me. If you stand up there and blame an inanimate object as the problem, or you refuse to call our enemy by what they are, then that means you have failed us as a leader. If you don't understand your enemy, you will never defeat your enemy. If you're afraid, or you put political correctness in front of calling them what they are, you're afraid to call them, I don't care what you're afraid to, you call them rat bastards what they are. They're radical Islamic madmen. And if you want to hold on to your political PC ties that strongly, there's something very wrong with you. These people don't want to assimilate to American lifestyle. There are good Muslims out there. Trust me, I don't believe in banning all Muslims. But something has got to stop. I mean, you got the woman down in South Carolina got her head cut off by a madman. Of course, you can go back to the D.C. shootings where, the sharpshooters are going around shooting people. You got the Boston bombings. You got the the California, slaughterhouse with the man and wife. Of course, recently in Orlando. These people, they don't want to assimilate to our lifestyle. And by flying across the country and picking up refugees and bringing them back on the taxpayer dime and giving them citizen status, or supporting open borders, how is that going to help people to assimilate to our lifestyle? Our lifestyle has been assumed by most countries around this world over the last 50 to 100 years for a reason. Because it's sane, it's rational, it's productive. It creates independence. Sharia law does none of that. Learn about what they believe and you'll understand what's happening. We are infidels and they want you dead. Period. If you take away an AR-15, they're still going to do it. Trust me. Thank you for watching.